All right, this is the video for the second ball animation. This is going to be for people or students that want to challenge themselves a little bit more. So we're calling this the normal or medium difficulty. Let me make sure my head is on here. All right, and then I'm going to walk you through how to make this. So let's get going. So let me get off here. Before we get going, let's take a look at what's going on here. So as you can see right here is the animation. And I have what I believe is, I think I did 10 slides for this one. Sorry that I don't remember the exact amount. Actually, let me go right here and look. So 11 slides. Let me be more exact. So it's 11 slides to make this one, not including this one and not including what it says on the side here, because this is a continuation of a different slide. So first slide, we have our ball just hanging up in the air right here in a little shadow. Then we start going down, and as you see, every time it moves a little bit, when it's in motion, going from point A to point B, the ball stretches a little bit. So just take note of how the ball stretches, because when we make it, that's going to be one of the, not necessarily difficult parts, but just one of the things that we're actually doing as we move the ball. Also notice that how the shadow shrinks as the ball gets closer to the ground. So that was slide 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see that shadow was small, and the ball went from all the way stretched out, and now that it's about hitting the ground, it's starting to squash onto the ground. I forgot to count for this. I think I'm on 6 or 7. 8, 9, 10. And then again, it's moving, so it's stretched out. Actually, I wasn't on 10. This is, oh no, well, don't worry about the number. I'm confused on the number, so that's okay. We're going up, and then it stops up in the air. And then when we make this play, it's going to loop over again. All right, so just take a quick look at it, because I know I got confused on numbers. So slide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, so let's get to making this. So we're gonna go and make a new slide. We're gonna go to our waffle over here, right on the right-hand side. Then we're gonna hit slides. Also remember that this one is gonna, just the setup I think takes longer for this one in regards to the easier one. But it's pretty much the same thing. So we're going to hit blank. We're going to delete this. Remember, we are we are left clicking and dragging across. When you see that blue box, you know you're doing it right. Then we're hitting backspace or delete. We want to get that background going on here. Let me move this out the way. We want to get that background going on here. So we're going to say, we're going to go to shape. The shape is this circle and square icon. Then we're going to hit shapes. Then we're going to hit a square or rectangle. I'm going to left click and then hold that button as I drag across the whole screen here. And it's going to give me a gray box. I want to change the color to that so it's a nicer color. I got all these colors here to choose from. If we wanted to go from light to dark, like how I had on my other one, you would select gradients. And now I have all these gradients to choose from. And from here, I don't want to do the exact same thing. So let's do, actually, okay, let's do this yellow. This is fine. Yeah, that looks good. And I'm also going to take the border off. So where this little pencil is next to my fill color box, I'm going to say border color transparent. So halfway there. So, well, not halfway, like a quarter of the way. So I'm gonna put this line here. This line is going to be deleted, but I just want to know where my ball is going. This is just going to help me out. Put the line there. Boom. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to color it black. Then I'm going to go to the 3 lines next to the pencil that says, it says line weight. Say 3 pixels or 3 px. Then I'm going to set up my ball. Go to shapes. Go to the circle, or it says oval when you select on it. And about in the center, it doesn't have to be in the center. I'm going to hold shift and then left click and drag over for my circle. And it's going to give me this not appealing gray color, at least for this, what we're trying to make right here. So let's go to the fill color box. Hit that, and let's have a, since it's a yellow background, let's do a blue ball, and let's make the border black. And it's up to you. I think the one I made, the border was thin, but let's make it a little bit thicker. It looks a little bit better that way. Also, I had on here, so I had 2 other elements. I had like what looked like a upside down smiley face, which that was supposed to be like a shadow. It's just that this program isn't accurate. And I had a little white dot there that was supposed to be like a light shining on the ball. So let's get both of those on here. So first, let's do the easier one. Let's go back to the shapes and let's get another, let's go get another circle if it lets me. Circle, and then right in this top right corner, I'll put another circle here. And then I'm gonna go to color. I'm gonna color it in white. And for the border color, I'm gonna say border transparent. I just wanna make sure it's there. So I'm gonna click in this empty space. Oh yeah, that's good enough. All right, so then for the other shape, for like the shadow, I'm gonna go and get this, where's it at? There's a moon. Here it is, a crescent, like a half moon shape. It even says moon when I click on it or when I hover on it. So I'm gonna click that. And this program isn't really made for accuracy, so we just have to get it as close as we can. It's not gonna be like perfect, so don't worry about it being perfect. So I'm gonna get my moon there. I'm going to change the color, and I just want a darker version of the blue that I already have, which it seems like they don't really have a good option. But let's pick that color. And then border color is transparent again. And to turn this, so you see how it has these boxes around it? You have to go and select on this box with the line in a circle. I don't know why it's like that, but that's where you're able to turn it. So I'm gonna click that. Then I'm gonna turn it sideways, and it doesn't, it might not exactly go the sideways you want it to. So you might just have to either mess with it or just leave it alone, get it to where it's kind of okay, and then work on it from there. So also you can see, like, if I put it exactly on the edge, it's not going to match. It's going to take all day to get it to really match. So I'm going to leave it up some because I feel like that looks a little bit better. If you want it a little bit different, that's fine. I'm not worried about this detail. I'm more concerned with you having the animation complete, and I want you to be able to understand how to do animation so we can eventually you can just make your own. All right. So there is my ball. Because this ball is technically comprised of the white circle, the moon, and the ball, so 3 different things. I want these to be grouped together, so that way when I move them, they all move together. So I'm going to click in this blank space. So when I click, I'm going to left click and then hold and drag and make sure I get all of my shapes for my ball. Also, when you do that, you're also selecting your background. So I don't want my background selected. So I'm going to hit the control button. The control button says CTRL on it. So I'm going to hold that, and then I'm just going to click on my background. And then it should be deselected. Now I should just have the blue box with the smaller blue boxes. I don't know how to explain that better. Only around my ball and the shapes that make up my ball. Once I have that, then I'm going to right click. Then I should get another box. I want to go to where it says group, because it's going to group all those things together. So let's say group. Boom. And last thing, and this is the setup. It just takes a little bit more to set up. I need a shadow. So the shadow should be right around here. So let's go back to circle or to shapes. Let's grab the circle. And I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect here, but I'm gonna try to make it so that way it goes kind of underneath of my circle that I have floating there. So, I mean, that's as lined up as it's gonna get. Let me move it first. So I'm gonna click on the inside and then just move it down straight. If you want it to be more accurate when you move it down, you hold the shift button and it kind of goes in a straight line. So I'm gonna put it right about there. And I'm also gonna stretch it out so it's all ready to as big as I want it to be. So that's as large as my shadow. Well, this is as large as my shadow will be. And as the ball comes down, the shadow will get a little bit smaller. So also I gotta change the color. So I'm gonna say some orange color so it matches with the background. Well, let's see. Yeah, something like that. That'll work. Well, maybe. No, definitely the other color was a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. All right, so transparent on the border color. And yeah, that looks good. All right, so at this point, I don't really need the line, so I'm gonna delete that. And now it's just to, I need to make my additional slides and then we can start animating. So I need 11, I believe it was. Let me double check before I don't know why I keep forgetting. Yes, it was 11. Oh wait, I'm lost here. There we go. All right, 11. So we're going to say right click, duplicate. That's 1, 2, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we got them. All right, we're going back up to the first one. I don't really need to do anything to this first one, so we're going to go to number 2, slide number 2. You can see the numbers right next to the small box. All right, so slide number 2, we are going to just move it down. I'm going to use my arrows for this one, so it's a little bit easier. Let's move it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 5 or 6. I just skipped it. And I'm going to make this guy smaller. I'm just going to bring it in on either side. Remember that to make it smaller, you're grabbing on the box and the arrow turns into a double arrow instead of being, I don't know what it is right now. But, so typically your arrow looks like this. When you click on your object, it's still a solid arrow, or it turns into a quad arrow. You want it to be a double arrow to make it smaller. So I just make this a little bit smaller. Then we're going to go to slide number 3. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more and make this a little bit smaller. And then on slide 4, we can have it hit the ground. Oh, well, we got a little issue here. So my shadow is in front of my ball, but that's okay. So let's just select the shadow. Then we'll say, we'll right click to get this box, and then it says order, and then we're just going to say send backwards. There we go. That fixed that. And then we're going to make this smaller again. And if our ball is all the way here, the shadow should be right up on it. Then we're going to put it back on the shadow again. And we have to do that. Select it, right click, go to order, and then say send backwards. Then we're going to make the shadow smaller. And then we're on 6 now. 6, we can start sending our ball back up. But it's just a little bit up. And then right click, order, send backward. And then make this a little bit smaller. And then it's going to be bouncing back up into the air on 7. So somewhere about there. 8. It's almost getting back up in the sky again. So somewhere here. And as you can see, I'm not really being accurate as to where it is. That's okay. And then 9. 9 is going to be almost right back at the top. So just move it a little bit down. And this can be just a little bit smaller. 10. Let's do something a little bit different with 10. So it's all the way at as high as it's going to go. But because it's kind of like, the balls kind of, when they get as high as they go, they kind of just float for a second. So let's just make it squish in just a little bit here. And then 11. We're just going to have it just a little difference. Okay. We are pretty much done with this. We just have to do our stretching. So we're going to go back up to 2. So it was going down. So let's stretch it out. Remember, I'm grabbing on this blue square that comes up, and then and it has to, my arrows have to be double arrows. So going to the sides, I'm going to squish it in. Then number 3, slide 3. And this one is going to be, the ball is going to be moving a bit faster so you can stretch it out more and scrunch it together more. Then it hits the ground. With all that force, it just hits the ground and like splats out. And let's make it like splat a little bit more. Then on 5. 5 is going to start to recover from splatting down. And then 6, it is starting to bounce again. And then 7, it is going back up into the air, like fast. Because it hit the ground really hard. And now 8. It's still going somewhat fast, but it's a little bit slower. And then 9, it's starting to slow down. If you ever mess up, you can always hit Control Z. Control the letter Z. Z as in 0. The Control CTRL, and you hold it together with the letter Z, and it kind of goes back 1. If you ever mess up, you can do that. And then slide 10. It's just hanging out here in the air. It's not doing too much. We'll just leave it right like that. All right. Okay, so it's time to see our animation. So let's give it a name. Let's say, I'm going to say LV2 ball. That's for the level 2 ball, or difficulty 2. I just put LV. And then we'll say, that's it. I have to just click here. I'm going to open a new tab. Then I'm going to type in Tall Tweets, TALLTWEET. Go to Tall Tweets. I'm going to scroll down. Remember right here, if it doesn't say select presentation, you have to click where it says log in with Google and then log in with your school account, your school email account. And then you'll get select presentation, you'll select it. Then you will select the presentation that you made. Mine was LV2 ball. And then say select. It's gotta load, it's gotta load. Come on and load. All right, then we're going to go scroll down. In slide duration, you're going to say 0.1. Then you're going to say create GIF. Let's see what we got. All right, that doesn't look that bad. Hopefully you got something that looks like that. It's a little, it's a little slow, but you know, that's not that bad. I mean, you probably could just fix how long it's taking. It's like, really, let's see if we can speed it up. I don't think we can. No, definitely can't. All right, but this is still pretty good. All right, so let's say save. And it's saved. Mine is going to be saved download 5 because I've been making these multiple times. Yours should just say download or download 2 because you only made 1, unless you've been making them on your own. All right, so let's go back to our slide that we just made. And now I got all these screens coming down here. And then on slide 11, I'm gonna click, and then I'm going to just say new slide. Or I hit plus. I didn't say new slide. I just hit the plus sign right above where my slides are. I selected all the stuff just like we did before. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna go to my folder that's at the bottom. Make sure I go to my downloads folder, or just hit the folder, and in the side here, you should see your downloads folder. It should just say downloads. And then my file that it gave me was download 5. I'm going to select download 5. I'm going to left click on it and then drag it on top of my Google slideshow. There you go. My animation's right there. I'm going to make it fill the screen here. You don't have to make it fill the screen. Then I just want to share this to Google Classroom. Last little thing. We're going to go over here to share. Share can be found on the right side, right upper side of your screen. It's the yellow box that says share. Click on that. Then you want to go to where it says get link. Before you get the link or before you copy the link, you want to click on, I don't know what yours says on your side, but there should be some blue words underneath of where it says get link. You're going to click on that. Then you're going to click on, as soon as this loads, I don't know what's taking so long for. Then right underneath of the link, you'll have some more words. I don't know what it says on your side, but mine says KIPP Texas Public Schools. You're going to click on that, the arrow next to that. And you're going to click on the one that says anyone with the link. Click that. It's going to update. Then you want to go to copy link, or you just cut and paste the link. But for now, I'm just going to hit copy link. It says it's copied. Then I'm going to say done. Open up another tab. Then I'm going to go to the waffle here. And I'm going to go to Google Classroom. It's going to have all your classes. Yep. These aren't my classes, but they're classes that I have to be in. And you're going to find your art class, whether you're in the 140 art class, the 1225, or the 1030 art class. Choose the one you're in. I can't choose one of these because I'm the teacher, so I can't put the same work that I'm supposed to do in there. So I gotta come down here to one that I have for test. You're gonna have to imagine that this is your art class. Click on that. Then right here where it says share something with class, you're gonna click on that. And then you're just gonna paste your link right in here. The easiest way to do that is just say Control V. There you go. That's the link right there. You can hit the enter button and then just hit post. Boom. So now that will be there. It will say your name, just like mine says. And when anybody goes to click on your link, it will just take you to your slide. Here's my slide that I just made. It starts with just the different slides of the animation. And then on the last slide, like we just did, it has your animation. That's it. That is done. Hopefully you've got to hear. I know you got to hear, so I don't even have to say hopefully. And the fact that you got to hear is pretty amazing. That is it for this one. Signing off.